everyone. My name is Sebastian and I'm a Star Scout in Troop 77 located in Geneva, Switzerland.
And I'm Hugo. I'm a Tenderfoot Scout in Troop 77.
And I'm Oscar. I'm a bear in Pack 130 Geneva.
One thing that Switzerland is famous for is
chocolate! In a few short weeks, we're going to show some incredible
and yummy,
incredible and yummy things about chocolate.
But for now, we hope you're ready because it's time for
Scout Saturday Live!
It's Scout Saturday Live with Taylor Bell, Nathaniel Cox, Jai Dooley, Charlotte Green, Cameron Irvine, Miranda Janae, Bailey Vincent, and Sam Yamashita. And now, it's Scout Saturday Live.
Hey everyone, it's so great to be with you for episode 14 of Scout Saturday Live. I hope you had a great week. I'm your host, Miranda Janae, and I'm so excited about what we have to share with you on today's show.
Not only do we have some fun projects, we're also going to be announcing our top 5 scout camps from our incredible contest, the greatest scout camp in the world.
Swayze, Taylor, and I are going to do an awesome project you can all do at home and have a lot of fun with.
We're gonna make bath bombs. They're the same thing you can buy at the store, but I bet you didn't know you can make them at home. And today, we're gonna show you how.
Hi everyone. Bailey and I are going to be doing a project together as well today. Hey Bailey, you know what most people do with crayons when they get used so much that they're impossible to draw with?
I have a feeling that you're going to tell me that some people throw them away. Not today. Don't throw your used crayons away. Sam and I are going to show you some awesome art projects that you can make with your old crayons.
And finally, when you finish working on all those projects, you will probably be rather thirsty. So I'm going to show you how to make some homemade root beer. Not that one. Definitely a different recipe than that one.
Don't worry, we'll still have our unit shoutouts, fan mail, and a sneak peek of what we have planned for our next episode. But first, let's get back to Taylor, Swayze, and Charlotte.
Today we are going to be making pumpkin pie spice bath bombs.
And today, we're going to be making lavender vanilla bath bombs.
For my bath bombs, I will be making sensitive skin bath bombs that do not have citric acid in it, so they may not fizzle, but they will be nice and moisturizing to my skin.
What you're going to need today is
a large mixer,
bath bomb molds,
baking soda,
food coloring,
one of these mixy thingies,
cornstarch,
some Epsom salt.
I use the lavender Epsom salt because I'm making lavender vanilla bath bombs. But you can use whatever kind of Epsom salt you would like.
A measuring cup,
citric acid,
some type of oil,
coconut oil,
lavender and vanilla oil.
I'm using essential oils,
almond oil,
vitamin E oil.
We also use some pumpkin pie spice to spice it up.
I'm also using food coloring, but that's optional.
We are also using pumpkin pie fragrance to give it a real pumpkin-y smell. So let's get started.
Let's dive right in.
First, you're going to mix all of your dry ingredients together.
2 cups of baking soda, and right here it says that there's 16 ounces, and 16 ounces is 2 cups. So I'm just gonna pour the whole thing in there.
Half a cup of citric acid. Would you like to do that?
I would be pleased to.
Next, you add 1 cup of cornstarch. Uh-oh, a little mess going on here.
None of the ingredients we're using today are dangerous, but they probably don't taste good, so you probably don't want to put them in your mouth. And be careful not to touch your eyes after touching any of the ingredients. You want to wash your hands really cleanly after.
One-fourth cup of Epsom salt.
I think we're good on our dry ingredients. Okay, now we have our citric acid, our baking soda, our Epsom salts, and our cornstarch. We almost forgot our cornstarch.
Strong, it's strong, it's strong.
Now we can move on to our wet ingredients.
So I'm going to start with 1 cup of coconut oil.
2 teaspoons of water.
We're going to start with the vanilla extract.
Now I'm going to add in my coloring. So I have red and blue, so hopefully I'll get purple.
Then we're gonna do about 30 drops of vanilla and lavender oil. Let's see.
We might need to use like 8 to 10.
8 to 10, okay.
Let's start with 5 just to be sure.
So I'm just gonna do a few drops. It doesn't take a lot. I just got that on my hand, but that's okay.
Okay, how do you even... That'll work.
While I'm doing the drops, Chase, do you want to pour the oil?
I would love to. How much oil are we doing today?
I think we're going to need a tablespoon of almond oil.
And then I'm gonna mix it on a high speed until it is light and fluffy. Amazon, what colors do blue and red make?
Blue and red is a group of colors that make violet.
That's wrong, because I got this color.
And you want to completely fill up the mold.
Pull it apart. Slowly. Should have a nice spherical bath bomb right there.
So let's push it in. You can also use cupcake molds.
That right there? Oh yeah, that's nice.
And then once we've done all this, we're gonna wait for it to dry.
Directions say to refrigerate for 24 hours, so let me just slide these in there, and I'll see you guys in 24 hours. Oh, they're looking pretty nice, Yeah, pretty solid. I think we should go test them out in the bathroom. When baking soda and citric acid are mixed and then put in the water, they undergo a chemical reaction. The reaction produces a lot of bubbles, which you see as the bath bomb dissolves in the water. These bubbles that make the water become so fizzy are made of carbon dioxide gas. And you see the fizz is purple, that's how I wanted it to come out to be.
Amazing project. Great job, you guys. Today, Miranda and I are going to read some fan mail. So, Miranda, why don't you take the first one?
Sure thing, Nathaniel. Okay, so this first one is from Stacy in Troop 2019G. She says, I'm a Star Scout, and most of the other scouts in my troop are advancing faster than I am. Is there any advice you can give about keeping up with the other scouts? That's a great question, Stacy. Well, first of all, I think that scouts advance at their own personal pace. And everybody works at different paces, so try not to let other scouts' advancement add any pressure to you. Lastly, my biggest advice to you is to always try your best and work hard. If you do these things, then you'll be advancing all the way to Eagle before you know it. I'm on that road with you. You got this. Good luck, Stacy. Okay, Nathaniel, you're up next.
On it. Oh, hey. This next letter is from Daniel in Pack 3721. Daniel writes, how do you guys decide what to do on the show? I have some ideas, like can you do some things with cooking? Thanks. Great questions, Daniel. To answer your first question, many of the projects you see on the show are suggestions or requests from scouts who watch the show, just like you. And to answer your second question, can we do some things with cooking? Yeah, we'll definitely do that. But you have to promise one thing, that you'll do your best to cook what we do, and more importantly, taste what you cook. You'll probably like it.
Keep those questions coming. You can even send us your own as well. All you need to do is get your parents' permission and email us your ideas at ScoutSaturdayLive@scouting.org.
Yes. Also, don't forget to take a photo or a video of the projects that you see on the show and you do at home. We'll send you a Scout Saturday Live patch and maybe even featured on the show. Woo! Speaking of projects, let's check in with Bailey and Sam. Let's watch as they show us their colorful projects.
This is going to be my crayon art project. First off, you're going to want to make sure you have a space that you can get dirty, because this art project may get a little messy. So, laying out cardboard on the table, newspaper, or even just cutting some paper bags up and putting them on. That works too. So, some of the materials you're going to need are a canvas, some crayon bits, any color of your liking. I just chose these because I like these colors. A hot glue gun, a hair dryer, and some painter's tape. The first thing you're going to want to do for my crayon art project is hot glue the crayons onto the canvas. I already started a few here so you could see what I was thinking. You must be careful when you use the hot glue gun because it's hot. You want to make sure you have adult supervision and permission while using it. The colors I chose, as you see here, I chose blue, brown, and green as my more vibrant colors. And to contrast that, I chose gray, black, and white. Now, if you want to make a design on your crayon art project, you're going to need to use the painter's tape now. Now the fun part. We're going to use the hair dryer and melt some of these crayons to make the crayon art. First of all, make sure that the hair dryer is on the hottest setting but on the lowest power. And make sure it's pointed down. Now we're going to let this dry and then we'll do the other side. Now that this side is done drying, I'm going to do this side now. We just wait for this end to dry and then we'll see the final product. Now that all the crayons are dry, I'm going to take the tape off and let's see how it looks. Alright, not bad, not bad. It bled a little bit here, but it still looks cool because when the bleed, it bled through a little bit, but it's kind of got like a little white, lighter tint to it. Now, I guess you could hang it like this. This is how I was thinking of hanging it. Or you could hang it like this, or this, or whichever way you want. I hope you try this at home, and don't forget to send us your submissions.
Hey guys, so today for my craft, I'm going to be making a candle out of crayons. Let's get started. Here's what you need. 2 colors of crayons with the paper off, a plastic bag, a small glass jar with 2 tea candles. Make sure you take out the wick and the metal because we're going to be making this in the microwave. You're also going to need a skewer, some twine for the wick, a clothespin, and a mallet. Now, like always, make sure you have a parent's permission before you start. Alright, step number 1 is you take your crayons, gotta put them inside your plastic bag and make sure that you seal it really tight. Now, just take your mallet and start breaking up your crayons. So we have to break these up because we're putting them in the microwave. Crushed crayons melt a lot faster than uncrushed crayons. Okay, now very carefully make sure you put your crayons in. You don't want to spill because crushed crayons are a mess. Now we're going to pop this into the microwave at 30-second intervals until the candles are melted. Not yet. Waiting and waiting and waiting. And waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Looks like the candles are melted, and now the glass is going to be very, very hot. So you want to make sure that you have an oven mitt to help you take it out. And again, the glass is going to be very hot, so we're using a skewer just to kind of go stir, stir, stir. You're just going to put your wick through the clothespin. Make sure the wick hits the bottom. Adjust your clothespin accordingly. And bam! And now you have to make sure the glass cools off before you put it in any sort of like refrigerator or freezer, but we're just gonna set this on the counter and let it cool off. Once it's all cooled, you have a perfect candle. Bye guys.
Good job. Now it's time for our unit shoutouts. We have so many scouts watching from so many different places. Here are some of them. Pack 174 and Troop 1010 from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Troop 418 from Homestead, Florida. Troop 729 in New York, New York. Troop 33 from Boise, Idaho. Pack 862 from Torrance, California. Pack 166 from Easton, Connecticut. Pack 9 in St. Cloud, Florida. Pack 79 all the way from Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Troop 391, Garner, North Carolina. Pack 61 from Claymont, Delaware. Troop 83 from Pryor, Oklahoma. Pack 227, Agoura Hills, California. Pack 220 in Washington Township, New Jersey. Thank you all for watching.
And now for my next trick, we're going. What? What? It's too soon already? Come on, it's October already. Let's get going. And now, to all of you people watching, let's make some root beer. Unlike the old-time ways of making root beer, with sassafras roots and bark and yeast, and lots of other things, I think you'll find this recipe, while it's a bit simpler, interesting in a very different way. What you're going to need for this project is some cold water, some ordinary table sugar, a secret ingredient, which is root beer extract. I know, surprise, surprise. And lastly, our carbonation agent, which is CO2, or dry ice. You'll notice that I'm going to be making a bit less of this recipe than the one that we put on the website because there's only 3 of us instead of like a dozen. So keep in mind, if you're going to make this for yourself, that the original recipe makes about 4 quarts, or for our international audience, a little less than 4 liters. Alrighty, so step 1, cold water. I am using about 2 quarts, and in my case, 1 cup sugar. Eventually, we're going to have to stir that till it dissolves. And our root beer extract, I am using about 1.5 tablespoons. I was not expecting it to be that dark, but I guess that makes sense. We're going to stir this until all of the sugar and other things dissolve. So I'll be back with you in a bit. Okay, so now it's all dissolved. We're going to put it into our pitcher where we're going to be serving it from. Okay. Oh dear. Now we're going to add the dry ice. Remember not to touch it directly as it is extremely cold. Also, the vapor that you might see coming off of it, that's carbon dioxide, or CO2. So probably don't breathe that in either. Remember, if you have learned it already, or you will, your body is designed to breathe out CO2. I'm going to try and estimate, oh that one's too big. I'm going to try and estimate, I didn't expect that. Okay, I'm going to estimate about a half a pound to a pound. The more dry ice you add, the bubblier your final beverage is going to be. And maybe a little bit. Alright, make sure you keep dry ice when you're not using it in a cooler. Remember, if you see this vapor and stuff, right, you're going to want a well-ventilated room, or in my case, don't use a room at all. You hear the dry ice bubbling away inside of our root beer. That gas that's coming out is what is going to form the little bubbles, the carbonation that is going to be in the soda. Now all that's left to do is to serve it up and enjoy. And here we go. Smells like root beer. Oh yeah.
As you all know by now, 1 month ago, we announced a contest to find the greatest scout camp in the world. Scouts all around the world were invited to nominate their favorite camps. We had nearly 1,500 scouts submit their nominations, and there were a total of 284 camps from 14 countries that were nominated. Awesome, right? I know, and now we're ready to announce the top 5 in alphabetical order. Your top 5 greatest scout camps in the world are, drumroll please, going to be announced after this commercial break. I'm just kidding. Your top 5 camps are Camp Barton of the Baden-Powell Council in Trumansburg, New York. Camp Emerald Bay of the Western Los Angeles County Council in Catalina, California. Wayataka Scout Reservation of the Puerto Rico Council in San Sebastian, Puerto Rico. Kandersteg International Scout Center of the World Organization of the Scout Movement, WOSM, in Kandersteg, Switzerland. And Many Point Scout Camp of the Northern Scout Council in Fort Snelling, Minnesota. Congratulations to you all. And keep watching, because in the coming weeks, we're going to feature each of these amazing 5 camps on our show, so you can see why they deserve to be nominated.
Now, here's a sneak peek of what's going to be coming up next time on Scout Saturday Live.
Well guys, there's too much rain today, so I'll try it again next week. In the meantime, I'll introduce you to my favorite animal on the farm, Jersey. Say hi, Jersey! I'll see you guys next time on Scout Saturday Live. Bye!
I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, because here in the Philippines, it's a beautiful Saturday and it's the perfect time to do some cooking. I'm going to show you how to make a traditional Filipino dish called inununang isda. It's easy to make and delicious to eat.
Hi Scouts, my name is Mia Ellis and I'm a Scout from 1st Muizenberg Scout Troop, Cape Town, South Africa. Behind me here is Table Mountain, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Us Cape Townians use it to predict the weather. When there's a cloud covering Table Mountain, that means that strong winds are incoming. I can't wait to tell you more. So join me next time on Scout Saturday Live. See you guys soon. Bye.
Tune in 2 weeks from today on Saturday, October 24th for all that and a few more surprises too.
Don't forget, you can always go to our webpage where you will find information about today's show, past episodes, our advancement tracker, and much more. Visit bsa-la.org/SSL.
Thank you so much to Event Team for generously supporting our program. Event Team is an online service that helps Scout units plan and organize Eagle Scout projects, service projects, field trips, fundraisers, and so much more. If you have any questions, you can check out Event Team at eventteam.com.
Do you have an idea for an upcoming show? Maybe a project you'd like to see us do, or maybe you have a question. With your parents' permission, send us an email. Our email is scoutsaturdaylive@scouting.org.
If you'd like to learn more about scouting or know someone who may want to join in all of this fun, be sure to visit beascout.org to find a scouting unit near you. Now, go plan an amazing adventure. Take some photos or videos and show us what you did. Be safe and don't forget to wash your hands with soap and water. See you in 2 weeks. Bye!
in the microwave on high for
I'm your host, Miranda Janae, and you're watching Scout Saturday Live.
Now notice how I said sublimate and not airplane. That's because sublimation is part of this episode and airplanes are not.